everyone, this is Nele speaking for the Girl with the Curly Hair project, and I would like to talk to you about helping your autistic loved one after work, and I will give you 5 tips to help deal with that. Work can be pretty stressful and taxing on everyone. There's the commute, there's the heaps of administrative paperwork, there's annoying customers, there's a boss that won't leave you alone, etc. and so forth. So everyone is tired when they get home. However, for someone with autism, this may be even extra taxing because they face an awful lot of other input that people who are neurotypical don't have to face. There's sensory input, auditory input. There's an awful lot of things that can be overwhelming, things that go out of routine, etc. and so forth. So very often when someone with autism has a job and they come home and you try to talk to them, they will either get angry, shut down, run away. There's no talking to them. So I'm giving you a few tips to help deal with that and explain why this is. The first tip I'm giving you is give your loved one with autism space after work. When you have, let's say, a bucket in our brains, and the bucket gets filled during the day with information, sensory input, other things, for an NT, this will be 75% full when they get home. So they have 25% over to be social, to talk to you about their day, help you with the household, and so on and so forth. With someone with autism, this bucket might be full for 100%. So when they get home, they've got like nothing left to talk to you or to help you. They just need to be alone so that the level inside the bucket can go down and they have a bit of energy left to talk to you. This isn't always easy because, household chores don't wait. And when you have an autistic loved one, you want to communicate with them. You want to show that you care about their day, that you're willing to show interest in who they are and how they felt at work. But giving them space right after work will ensure that you have a wonderful contact with them later on. The second tip, and this keeps coming back, is to ask very specific questions. When you ask them, how was your day at work? That's a very non-specific question, and it will either result in good or not good. And that's it, However, asking them like, did you have a lot of customers today? Were they friendly? Were there any annoying customers? Do you want to elaborate on that? Did you have a lot of paperwork to do? How did you go to a meeting? What was the meeting about? Did you have anything to say at the meeting? What did you say at the meeting? And I know this can be very exhausting because it's a whole new way of communicating. And most people assume that we can read second messages in communication layers, but we can't. So asking very specific questions will give you very to-the-point answers, but they will be there. And you will be able to communicate with us after work. Another good tip is recovery time versus together time. So now I'm talking about families, people in relationships. After work, someone with autism desperately needs their alone time to recover, to have that bucket, the contents, just go down a bit so they can be actually social again and they can talk to you. However, you can work out some recovery time that's also together time. Like, for instance, reading a book together or making a jigsaw puzzle together, watching their favorite TV show together. Things that don't require intense communication but still require togetherness to do is a good solution. Don't expect them to be too talkative during that activity as they're still recovering. Fourthly is don't take it personally. I know this is difficult, especially when you've had a long day yourself and you had to commute and the train wasn't riding, and you're home late, and now your ASD loved one is slamming doors and screaming and God's know what. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just that someone with autism gets so much information loaded into their brains in one day, especially if working or at school, that they can't process anything else when they get home. So give it time, and no, it's not you. And fifthly, short one, creating safety. An environment where they can feel relaxed and safe is critical. This is usually also an environment where they want to spend their alone time, like their own bedroom, or a room that is specifically designed for them to retreat in and read. Things that might be helpful here is soft lights, so avoid very bright lights. Turn down loud TVs, radios, anything that's too noisy. And depending on the person with autism, they'll either want complete silence or some background noise, but keep it soft. Sensory playthings like soft blankets, a soft stuffed animal, something they can fidget with, and don't touch them unless specified otherwise, because they're still so full of the sensory input and information from during that day. Okay, so these were my 5 tips. I will run you through them quite quickly. First of all, give them space. Give them tons of space when they get home, because they do need it. You know you're tired after work. Imagine that tenfold. That's how tired someone with autism feels and how little they can stand other people communicating with them. Ask very specific yes/no questions. Open questions like how was your day will be completely overwhelming and may lead to a shutdown or meltdown. Recovery time versus together time. Know that you can spend together time. That is also recovery time. Doing activities they enjoy, watching a TV show they enjoy, reading books together, making a jigsaw puzzle together, anything that will spike their interest. Don't take it personally. When you've had a bad day and you come home, it's possible you're grumpy too. Someone with autism will have a lot to digest over the day and a lot of information to process. So anything additional to that will trigger them. So no, it's not you, it's just the day, the information, and how they process it. It's nothing personal. And 5, create safety. Create an environment that is safe for them and allows them to relax. Soft lights, no noises or soft noises, soft blankets, stuffed animals, anything that is sensory soothing, and don't touch them unless they specify otherwise. I hope this was helpful for you. If you want to read more about this, you can always head to the blog at Curly Hair Project, and I will see you soon. Bye.